Many people are trapped in an invisible cage without knowing it. Eckhart Tolle shares 7 powerful truths to help break free from this unseen barrier. These insights open your eyes to a new way of living, and the final one holds the key to true freedom and peace. Secret 1: the illusion of time. Pause for a moment. Just stop everything. Take a deep breath and simply be. Did your thoughts immediately rush in? Maybe plans for later, regrets from earlier, or random distractions. This is the illusion of time at work. Eckhart Tolle explains that time, as we often perceive it, isn't real. The past is gone, and the future hasn't arrived. All we truly have is this moment, right now. Even memories or future worries exist only as thoughts in the present. Think about it. When you recall something from years ago, that memory is happening now in your mind. When you imagine tomorrow, those thoughts are happening here, in this very instant. Yet most of us live as though life is somewhere else, something we missed or something still waiting to happen. This mindset keeps us stuck in cycles of stress and longing, pulling us away from the only thing that truly exists, the now. But when you anchor yourself in the present, something amazing happens. That constant push and pull of time fades away. You begin to feel lighter, clearer, more alive. Here's a simple exercise. Notice how often your mind drifts from this moment. It might be nudging you to think about what's next, or pulling you into what already happened. It's automatic, isn't it? But catching yourself in this pattern is the first step to freedom. The illusion of time isn't just a distraction, it's a lens that shapes how we experience life. When you break free from it, you open the door to a deeper awareness. This presence transforms the way you see yourself, your relationships, and the world around you. Secret 2: the pain body. Have you ever been swept up by a storm of emotions, anger, sadness, fear, that feels so overpowering it's as though you've lost control of yourself? According to Eckhart Tolle, this isn't just a random mood swing, it's the pain body in action. The pain body is an emotional energy field within us, made up of unprocessed traumas, past wounds, and unresolved experiences. It lies dormant much of the time, but awakens when triggered by certain situations, often without us even realizing it. When the pain body takes over, it can feel like you're hijacked by your emotions, leading to reactions and behaviors that don't truly reflect who you are. Picture this. Someone who has experienced years of rejection or stress may lash out over minor disagreements, not because of what's happening in the present moment, but because the pain body has been activated. It's like carrying an invisible suitcase full of old pain, which bursts open when something stirs it. The pain body isn't just mental, it lives in your entire being. It feeds on negativity and thrives on conflict, perpetuating a cycle of emotional reactivity. But here's the good news: awareness is the key to breaking free. The next time you feel a wave of negative emotion building, pause. Instead of reacting or suppressing it, take a moment to observe it. Ask yourself, is this feeling truly about the present, or is it the pain body rearing its head? Tolle emphasizes that the pain body cannot survive when exposed to the light of conscious attention. When you observe it without judgment, you detach from its grip and begin to disempower it. This isn't just a theory, it's a practice with profound results. Each time you bring awareness to the pain body, its influence diminishes. Over time, it no longer controls your responses, allowing you to reclaim your inner peace. Here's a simple practice to start. When you feel negativity rising, pause and silently say to yourself, "This is the pain body." Acknowledge it as an observer rather than a participant. This small act of recognition begins to loosen its hold. By understanding and working with the pain body, you free yourself from the emotional burdens that have weighed you down for years. You begin to respond to life with clarity and calm rather than reacting out of old patterns. This awareness opens the door to healing, bringing a deeper sense of presence and peace into your life. Secret 3. The identity trap. Who are you at your essence? It's a question most of us avoid, yet it holds the power to transform our lives. Eckhart Tolle reveals that much of our inner turmoil comes from a fundamental mistake. We believe we are the identities and stories we've built around ourselves. Consider this. Your identity is often shaped by labels and roles. I'm successful, I'm a failure, I'm a parent, I'm someone who has been hurt. These narratives are created by past experiences, societal expectations, and the need to belong. But if all of that was stripped away, your job, your achievements, even your memories, what would remain? Tolle invites us to explore this deeper truth by observing our thoughts. Take a moment to notice the constant stream of ideas and judgments flowing through your mind. Now ask yourself, who is observing these thoughts? That quiet, aware presence watching your mind, that's your true self. It's not bound by roles, achievements, or failures. It simply is. This realization reveals what Tolle calls pure awareness. It's the part of you that exists beyond the mental chatter and constructed identity. When you connect with this awareness, you realize something life-changing. Your thoughts, emotions, and even your life circumstances don't define you. They're temporary and ever-changing, like ripples on water. But the ego, the part of you that clings to your identity, will resist this discovery. It feeds on attachment to roles, fear of loss, and the belief that without a story, you're nothing. The irony is that by letting go of these identities, you access something far more profound, a limitless, peaceful state of being. Here's a simple challenge. The next time you feel stuck in a label like, I'm not good enough, or I always mess up, pause. Instead of believing the thought, ask, is this really me, or is it just a passing thought I'm observing? That moment of inquiry can shift your perspective and loosen the grip of the identity trap. This isn't about denying your roles or experiences. It's about recognizing that they're not the entirety of who you are. By releasing your attachment to these constructed identities, you open the door to true freedom, a life lived not as a story, but as the vast awareness that you truly are. In this space, peace and authenticity flow effortlessly. Secret 4. The power of space. Imagine standing in a forest surrounded by towering trees. Your eyes are drawn to the branches, the leaves, and the dense foliage. But what makes the forest exist isn't just the trees, it's the space between them, the openness that allows light and air to flow. Similarly, your mind is often filled with thoughts and emotions, like those trees. What's often overlooked is the space within you, the quiet awareness that allows those thoughts to arise and fade. Eckhart Tolle teaches that this inner space is the key to finding clarity and peace. Most people live entirely focused on the trees of their minds, worries, memories, plans, and emotions. But beneath the constant activity lies a vast openness, always present yet rarely noticed. Try this simple exercise. Close your eyes and focus on the pauses between your breaths. Notice the stillness in those gaps, the silence that exists whether you're thinking or not. That silence is your inner space, a calm, unchanging awareness that holds everything else. Tapping into this space creates profound change. Instead of feeling consumed by problems, you'll begin to see them with perspective. Challenges lose their overwhelming grip because you're no longer reacting from a place of tension, but responding from a place of clarity. This shift also transforms your relationships. When you're grounded in this inner space, you're not lost in your own thoughts or emotions. You can truly listen to others without judgment or distraction, strengthening your connections and fostering deeper understanding. Consider this. An artist can only create on a blank canvas. In the same way, your creativity, peace, and insight emerge from the open space within you, not from the constant noise of your thoughts. The next time you feel stressed or overwhelmed, pause and focus on the stillness between your thoughts or breaths. Ask yourself, what is present beyond my thinking mind? Just a moment of awareness can reconnect you to that space. The power of space is transformative. It's not just a tool for mental clarity, but a gateway to living a more peaceful, intentional, and connected life. By embracing this space, you create room for joy, creativity, and authentic presence in everything you do. Secret 5. The surrender paradox. Most people live in constant resistance, resisting emotions, circumstances, and even reality itself. We push against what we don't like, believing that control will bring freedom. But Eckhart Tolle reveals a surprising truth. The harder you resist, the more you suffer. The way to true freedom isn't through resistance, it's through surrender. Surrender doesn't mean giving up or becoming passive. It's not about letting life walk all over you. Instead, Tolle describes surrender as a conscious choice to fully accept the present moment, exactly as it is, without judgment or resistance. It's the act of saying, "This is where I am right now, and I choose to be at peace with it." Consider this example. A man struggled for years in a failing relationship. He tried everything to fix it: arguments, compromises, even denial of his feelings, but nothing worked. One day, he decided to stop fighting. Instead of blaming himself or his partner, he simply accepted the reality of the situation. He allowed himself to feel the pain without resistance, and in doing so, found a clarity he hadn't experienced before. This acceptance led to peaceful communication, and eventually they parted ways amicably. Soon after, he met someone who truly aligned with him, a relationship built on mutual respect and understanding. Why does surrender create such transformation? Because resistance drains your energy and narrows your perspective. When you let go of the fight, your energy shifts, and clarity replaces confusion. This openness creates space for solutions and opportunities to emerge naturally. One of the greatest misunderstandings about surrender is that it's a sign of weakness. In truth, surrender takes immense courage. It means releasing the ego's desire to control everything and instead aligning with the flow of life. This alignment doesn't make you powerless. It gives you inner strength and resilience. Here's a practice to try the next time you feel overwhelmed. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, what would happen if I stopped resisting this situation? Take a deep breath and simply allow the moment to be as it is. Notice how the tension in your body and mind begins to soften. This act of surrender doesn't mean you accept the situation forever. It means you stop fighting it right now, freeing your mind to find new perspectives and possibilities. This is the paradox of surrender. When you stop resisting life, life begins to flow in ways you couldn't have imagined. True surrender is an act of empowerment. It allows you to step into a state of peace and presence, no matter what is happening around you. From this place, you're not giving up, you're rising above. Secret 6. The Now Revolution. What if the key to ending suffering and unlocking true fulfillment has been right in front of you all along? Eckhart Tolle teaches that this key is the present moment. The now isn't just a fleeting instant. It's the only reality there is. Yet most people live disconnected from it, caught in a mental fog of past regrets and future worries. This disconnection creates what Tolle calls the great illusion, the belief that happiness, peace, or success are somewhere in the future, always just out of reach. But here's the truth. Everything you're searching for is already here, in this moment. The now is not just where life happens, it's where transformation begins. To understand the power of the now, consider this. How often do you give your full attention to what's happening right now? Most of us are mentally elsewhere, replaying old scenarios or anticipating what's next. But the present moment is where clarity, peace, and true connection are found. Here's how it changes your life. Imagine facing a challenging situation, like a difficult conversation or a stressful deadline. When you're fully present, the mental resistance fades. You stop overthinking or imagining worst-case scenarios and instead focus entirely on what's in front of you. Suddenly, the task feels simpler and solutions become clearer. This principle is just as transformative in relationships. Imagine truly listening to someone, not half hearing while planning your response, but giving them your undivided attention. When you meet someone fully in the now, barriers dissolve and authentic connection emerges. The now also reveals the richness in everyday life. Tolle suggests starting small. Choose one activity, like eating, walking, or even folding laundry, and give it your complete focus. Notice the textures, movements, and sensations. You'll begin to see that even the most mundane tasks hold a sense of peace and joy when experienced fully. This is the essence of the now revolution. Shifting from a life of distraction and mental clutter to one of presence and awareness. It's not about escaping your responsibilities or ignoring your goals. It's about approaching everything with a deeper sense of clarity and connection. Living in the now doesn't just change how you feel, it changes who you are. You stop being someone lost in thought and become someone fully engaged with life. This isn't just a mindset. It's a revolution in how you live, a way to turn every moment into an opportunity for growth, joy, and peace. Secret 7. The ultimate truth. Everything we've explored, time, the pain body, identity, inner space, surrender, and the power of now, leads to one profound revelation. You are not separate from life. You are life itself, manifesting through this moment. Eckhart Tolle calls this the ultimate truth, a realization that dissolves the illusion of separation and redefines your understanding of existence. We often live as though we are individuals navigating a world outside of us, defined by our thoughts, roles, and personal histories. But this sense of being a separate self is a mental construct, not reality. The deeper truth is that there is no division between you and life. Life isn't happening to you, it's happening as you. Think of a wave on the ocean. It may appear separate, distinct, and individual, but it is never apart from the ocean itself. In the same way, your essence is not an isolated being. It's the consciousness that animates all of life. Consider this. Moments of true peace or joy arise not from acquiring something external, but from a stillness within. When your mind quiets and you're fully present, you experience your true nature, pure, unconditioned awareness. This is why no external achievement or possession can provide lasting fulfillment. The peace you seek is already within you because it is you. To connect with this truth, try this. Close your eyes and focus on the sense of being alive. Not your thoughts, not your emotions, but the simple awareness of existence. That aliveness is consciousness itself, the essence of what you are. When you recognize this, the constant mental chatter fades, and you experience a profound stillness and unity with all of life. This ultimate truth isn't just a philosophical idea, it's the foundation of spiritual awakening. When you realize that you are life itself, fear diminishes because there is nothing separate to fear. The ego, which thrives on division and control, loses its power. Suffering fades because it depends on the illusion of separation, and that illusion is no longer convincing. What makes this realization so profound is its simplicity. You don't need to achieve or create it. It's already present. It's not something to seek, but something to notice. Once you do, your perspective on life changes completely. Life becomes less about striving and more about being. Challenges no longer feel like personal battles. They become part of the natural flow of existence. Relationships deepen because you no longer see others as separate from yourself. The ultimate truth isn't a destination. It's a recognition of what has always been. When you step into this awareness, you realize that you are not a fragment of life. You are the whole of life, expressing itself in this moment. And in that realization, everything shifts. Today, we've explored Eckhart Tolle's 7 transformative secrets about reality, journeying through the illusion of time, the pain body, the identity trap, the power of space, surrender, the now revolution, and the ultimate truth. Each of these insights is more than a concept. It's an invitation to completely rethink how you experience life. The question is, what will you do with this wisdom? These truths are not just ideas to admire, they're tools to apply. So, pause and ask yourself, which one struck the deepest chord? Was it the realization that your identity is not your story, the practice of finding space amidst the noise, or the revolutionary power of embracing the now? This isn't the end of the journey, it's the beginning of a new way of being. Every moment of awareness is a step out of the mental prison of fear and separation, and with each step, you uncover more of the peace, joy, and clarity that have always been within you. Here's one final takeaway to carry forward. Life isn't a problem to solve or a battle to win. It's an unfolding to be embraced moment by moment. When you stop resisting and start living fully in the present, you align with the flow of life itself. In that alignment, the freedom you've been seeking reveals itself, not as something outside of you, but as your true nature. Now it's your turn. Reflect on what you've learned today and how it resonates with your own journey. Share your thoughts, questions, or breakthroughs in the comments. What challenges are you ready to meet with awareness? What transformations are beginning to unfold? Let's keep this conversation alive and inspire one another to deepen our connection with life's truths. Remember, every moment is a doorway. Step into the present, and you'll find the freedom and presence that have been waiting for you all along.